Hey, what is up everyone? This is PvT-Mitten's, and today I want to do a review on a game that I recently just completed on PlayStation 3 called Shellshock 2 Blood Trials. It's a first-person shooter which a lot of people have ripped apart and claimed it's one of the worst shooters of last gen. I wouldn't go that far. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. But let's begin. I'm not going to spoil anything, of course. The combat's fine, even though when aiming sometimes it feels very sluggish. There's no problem with the hit detection. The buttons are very responsive, all that there. I can't fault them that way. The 6-axis, on the other hand, is very annoying, which I've changed to button prompts, as you can see, because I wouldn't recommend playing with the 6-axis. Just my personal opinion. This came out in 2008, or early 09 for certain countries, but damn, this game is really good looking still for what it is. It really does hit the atmosphere very well for what it's doing. Yes, there you fight the North Vietnamese as an American. Sick of seeing Americans in Vietnam. They weren't the only country don't like them there. But and you'll also be fighting zombies. Yes, there's zombies, but they're actually really cool. They remind me of Left 4 Dead, whereas they are really aggressive. They're probably the second most aggressive zombies I've seen in a video game. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I mean, overall, gameplay, those are some really good points. Voice acting is atrocious. I mean, you can tell this game isn't a high-budget AAA shooter. Its music is okay. I mean, it uses a Lynyrd Skynyrd song, which is Freebird, which, you know, it's fine. I mean, I'm glad they didn't go with, like, Fortunate Son, like every other movie in Vietnam game has done. But, I would have actually preferred, a better song that would have fit the whole, you know, premise of what's going on would have been, like, Eve of Destruction, would have actually probably suited it more. But, the game's quite hard. I mean, it's definitely not an easy shooter, and it's definitely no pushover. You'll see the zombies soon enough, which I'll get to show you. But back to the performance. The music's decent enough. Voice acting's really bad. The Vietnamese sound fine, but the Yanks don't. But, you get stuck on a few things here and there, but I've never had the game glitch out or crash on me, which is great. I completed this game in 3 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah, that's really short. There's no multiplayer. What the hell am I going? There's no multiplayer, which is a bummer, because then essentially, if you don't have the Xbox version, thank God, if you don't have the Xbox version, you're essentially stuck with a 3-hour, 20-minute game at the most. So I would highly recommend buy the Xbox version for the achievements. Sorry. If not, just buy the PC and PS3 version, just so you can, if you can get it cheap, just so you can see what it's like. Just as, in my opinion, to see a shooter that's quite good. I mean, you can clearly see it's graphically quite a nice looking game. And this is 2008, by the way, not 9, or I think it might have been 9 actually. Not 2010 upwards, which is usually when we saw a drop in quality for shooters. But as I stated, this isn't a AAA budget shooter, so, you know, it's pretty good for what it is. The story, without spoiling anything, you're not missing, there's nothing groundbreaking. It's quite shit, actually. The Vietnam setting is great. I'm actually glad they went for Vietnam, although I would have liked to see the story longer and more fleshed out, you know, more weapons from the era, because, I mean, besides the bolt action you saw me using, the AK-47, the M16, the shotguns, and the pistols, and an M60, that's all the weapons in the game. Oh no, the M14's also in the game, sorry. I mean, why not? There's a lot of other weapons used in that era. So, well, in that actual war as well, actually, I should have said. But yeah, as you can see, the game's quite violent. Not, you know, God of War, Mortal Kombat style, but, you know, a lot more violent than the other shooters. Like, it's probably the second most violent shooter on PS3 and Xbox, next to Soldier of Fortune, which is also a good game, actually. Overall, it's not a bad game. I quite like it. Yes, there's things that faults with it, like as you can see, the running mechanics fucking annoying. You've got little events like this, which are traps. If you don't dodge, you die. Instant kill. Like, for example, he got, that was just a truck I was trying to dodge there. I'll show you an actual, trap, for example. See, for example, there's that. If I had a dodge, it would have killed me. Not being attacked while I'm fucking getting up. Cheating bastard. Sound design's quite good, even though the voice acting's terrible. The gun sounds are very... They're not, you know, the real sounds that were used. You know, the real AK or the real, you know, bolt actions and that there, but they're more believable than Call of Duty or Battlefield. Yeah, if you're wondering why I'm not aiming down sight, by the way, it's, as I stated, it was sluggish, and it causes more hindrance than problems. That's probably the only fault I can give the game's controls. I'm being shot at here by some tosser. Oh. As you can see, you can blow off body parts. So the grenades are very awkward to throw as well, which is ridiculous. Yeah, I'll just finish the mission off and I'll finish the video because just wanted to show you what it was like. See, for example, Vietnamese soldier there. English. When they speak Vietnamese, they're fine. But when they speak English, even the Americans sound terrible. I'll switch to the M16 and show you what that's like. Even though I don't actually like this weapon. But yeah. As you can see, you got different things like tunnels, forests, in huts, and all that there. It's got a variety of levels for, you know, being in Vietnam. You find a few temples there, but as I say, if you can get this cheap, it's worth picking up just to see what it's like, just to see whether or not you like it or, you know, it's up your alley kind of thing. Alright, let's finish this off and so as you can hear, the voice acting for the Yanks aren't very good. But it is a not low budget, but it's mid-budget shooter, so you know, I can't fault it for that. If you wonder why I'm not shooting, like, they just keep coming, and if those zombies surround you in bunches, you're fucked. You will die very quickly. But yeah, that's mission over. But yeah, that's all I can really say. Final verdict for the game is about a 5.5, maybe a 5.0. But as you can see, it's just new game, continue game, but if you complete the game, it wipes that out, you have to restart. Level select, options, and change profile. There's no multiplayer at all, so essentially you're buying a 3.5 hour game at the most, unless you have an Xbox and you're going for, you know, achievement list. But yeah, overall, pretty decent game. Is it atrocious that everyone's claimed it is? No, it's not. I honestly believe for a mid-budget shooter, it's one of the better mid-budget shooters we have seen in a long time. I mean, just look at Turning Point Fall Liberty. That was a mid-budget shooter, and yeah. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review. And it's PvT-Mitten's, and take care.